has only slightly ever actually, at least overtly, sold any weapons to any other country, but to now openly potentially do so with Russia at a time when the war is really at a crucial stage. And amounts of ammunition have a real bearing in which side's going to end up winning. It could be a major development because North Korea needs hard cash. They're under lots of sanctions from the United States, but if they can earn hard cash reserves while Russia can get additional weapons that it needs in addition to what it's making, in addition to what it's getting from Iran, this could really throw additional weight on Russia's side and make things even more difficult for Ukraine.
The US, though, is expected to point out that Vladimir Putin must be desperate if he's turning to North Korea for the supply of weaponry, given that the move will further illustrate just how isolated he has become as a result of his war on Ukraine. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, Russia has carried out a large-scale attack against Ukraine as U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in Kyiv. Search and rescue operations are taking place in Bulgaria, Greece and Turkey after heavy rain caused flash flooding and landslides. And the U.S. National Security Advisor says North Korea will pay a price for supplying any weapons and ammunition to Russia. That's the latest feature story news. Julia Chapman reporting.
You're listening to Northern Light Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW. Tooele!
Good morning, it's the KCHW Morning Show. It's Wednesday, September 6th. We're here with Scott Allen, Chuck Ritchie, and later on we're going to be joined by Diane Evans. How you doing this morning, Scott?
Doing awesome, Chuck. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
All right. You said it's cool there in Tooele this morning,
It is. It was chilly this morning. I almost wore a jacket.
We've been waiting for a heat wave here in Maine all summer long. It finally arrived.
Wow. Better late than never, right?
Better late than never.
Wow.
All right, well, let's take a look at that forecast real quick. 75, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy this afternoon. High near 75 with some light winds. A few passing clouds tonight, down to 49 degrees. Thursday, a mostly sunny day, going to be really pleasant at 77 with an overnight low of 51. Warm it up just in time for the weekend. Friday, 80 degrees, sunny. 83 and sunny for Saturday, 85 and sunny for Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, both 80 degrees, and then you'll cool back off into the 70s for the foreseeable future. But nice weather abounds for you.
I'm okay with all this. This looks amazing.
Definitely a time to cool down, right?
Yeah, a little more rain in between there might be nice, but I'll take the highs in the 70s.
So Diane Evans showing up today, 8 o'clock, I'm guessing?
Yes, she will be. 8 o'clock, yep.
All right, and she's going to be discussing the Tooele Arts Guild's Taste of Tooele going on, correct?
Yes, that's right. She is managing the art auction this year. So.
All right. And then I suppose you're excited because she's going to bring, she's also on the board of the radio station, she is going to bring some new supplies to the radio station for sponsorships, right?
That's right. That's right. We have our new underwriting packages that are going to be available for anyone interested in becoming a sponsor of the radio station.
There you go. Keep public radio on the air in Stevens County. And I'm going to do a round of applause. Say your friend's name. Is it? I want to give your wife credit, so we'll give Laura credit for putting these together. And is it Levon? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Levon.
Levon helped out too, didn't she? Because she's got some public radio experience.
She did. She has 22 years of public radio experience, and she's.
And when are we getting her on the radio?
Well, she was on the radio once, but we're trying to get her. She's gonna. We're gonna start. We're working behind the scenes on a news department with Brandon Hanson.
Ooh,
yeah. So
such fun stuff. You go, Chuck. Right? You go.
just trying to sort of get an outline together to see how we want to make this work so far. But yeah, it's getting there.
All right. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I'm
and
excited.
I'm sure we've got, they've been supporting us since the day we started with news and letting us use stories that are in the newspaper for teases and bits of information. So looking forward to seeing that fire back up with a little help from the Independent too, I'm sure.
Yes. Well, we haven't been in discussion with Jared yet, but we, if he's listening, we're going to be putting together something that hopefully will work for both of us, and we'll work together on this and make sure we're not stepping on anybody's toes, make sure everything's going smoothly,
Well, he's been great about supporting the radio station from the very start. I can't believe how many times the radio station has been in the paper. And years ago, he had said that anything in the newspaper, once it's published that we want to use and give credit for, we can. And radio's a little different, and why it's really probably never been an issue or a concern from him is because he's already published that news, number one. Right. And then they're in depth, where in radio, when you're doing a news story, you get about a paragraph. So it really, on those stories that we've teased in the past when we've done news and we've shared stuff that was in the Independent, if you want all the details, you got to read it there because radio is a little shorter with those news stories if people haven't noticed. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep it local and keep it focused on good positive things happen in the area.
All right.
So.
Well, let's fire up the morning with some smiles until Diane gets here. We got some goodies for you. We start off with bits and breaks this morning, and Chuck Ritchie has this morning's first joke.
I do. So a farmer was milking his cow. He just started to get a good rhythm going, and then a bug flew into that cow's ear and started circling his head, and then flew in his ear. The farmer didn't think much about it until the bug squirted out into his bucket. You know what happened? It went in one ear and out the other. Sorry.
Scary.
I got so excited to say the punchline, I messed up the first part.
Here's my favorite tweet from this morning. It says, "Here's the problem with fruit," and I kind of agree with this. It's inconsistent. Some apples are delicious, some taste bad, sometimes blueberries are great, sometimes they're disgusting. You know what's the same every time, Chuck?
What's that, Scott?
Doritos.
Yes. Especially the Cool Ranch Doritos.
For like 50 years.
Yeah. That dust on your hands still tastes the same all these years later.
It does. It's still gooey.
So
that's the bad thing. You never eat Doritos while you're driving.
No.
That'd just be bad. It's kind of the right place at the right time, or you're in trouble because you got orange everywhere.
Also, make sure you haven't been doing anything gross first, and your hands are clean before you start, because you're going to lick that stuff off. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, who does that, Chuck?
Who licks it off, or who does something gross first?
I mean, you do that after Doritos. You will suck your fingers clean.
That's the best part, Scott.
These people are nuts!
Wow, that's horrible.
If you say you don't, you're lying. I'm just saying.
I don't.
Okay.
No.
You just waste all that goodness, Scott?
Yes,
oh,
I
wow.
do. That's disgusting. I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
When I was a kid, I'd eat the whole bag of Doritos and be careful not to wash my hands, because you'd get that stuff all built up on there. Yeah.
One of my favorite snacks is the large bag of Doritos and a half gallon of milk. People think I'm weird.
I can see that. Because there's a thing, pizza and milk go together, so it's kind of along that same line.
Yeah, they do.
Pizza and milk, spaghetti and milk.
Doritos and milk, nacho cheese are absolutely delicious. And the crumbs you get in the bottom of the bag of Doritos? Mm-hmm. Just grab yourself a cereal bowl and pour milk over it. That's what I'm saying.
There you go. Nice.
Mm-hmm. All right. How about what Scott thinks about in the shower? All right. First up, Chuck.
What's that?
When we go to bed when we want, we go to bed when we want to, but we spend most of our lives getting up when we have to, just like this morning.
That's true. Unfortunately, when I want to is usually way too late.
That's right. We don't check the refrigerator multiple times to find new food. We check it to see if our standards have dropped enough to eat what's available.
That's fair. Yep.
We open the fridge like 27 times a day. It's kind of ridiculous.
I believe that.
All right. Guys can know each other for a decade and not have a photo together. Uh-huh. Why is that?
Do we count? We've got lots of video together, but no... but technically, we're not in the same room, though.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we never purposely took a shot of us together. So
there's got to be something out there somewhere, right? No, probably not.
let's see. You've probably seen and met a lot of animals with the same birthday as you and didn't even realize it.
Oh, man.
Why do news channels start by saying good morning and then proceeding to tell us why it isn't? It's true.
It's very true.
It just dawned on me that batteries are the original subscription service. Mm-hmm.
Are there mail order battery services? Because that would be genius.
Oh,
Or I guess you can. It's Amazon, do it on auto subscribe, but that's not the same.
Especially if you have kids, lots of toys, needing batteries. Yeah. All right. You probably experienced this in the office, Chuck. A pen clicking sound sounds nice when you're the one clicking it.
Every time.
But not when it's someone else.
Can you hear that? Probably not, no.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, stop it. Stop it. All right. I think the safest place to pass gas is probably a zoo where you're surrounded by smelly, farting animals anyway.
Oh, man, that monkey stinks.
All right. Last thing I thought about at the shower this morning, people who shout the loudest are generally wrong.
Generally.
Yeah.
Same goes for social media. The ones that are loudest. Ones who type in all caps. You're generally wrong.
Yeah. I think it's the same way in politics. I mean, look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Has she ever said anything that was right?
Or quiet?
Or quiet? No.
No,
not at all. It's all about the attention.
Yeah.
All right. But it could be why we're both sitting here, too.
Right.
Chuck, I sent you a list. I thought this was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And if somebody comes up with one that we missed, feel free to post it on Facebook, okay? Mm-hmm. So this is breakfast cereals you can't buy anymore at the grocery store. There's a ton of these that I've never eaten. But kind of roll out some breakfast cereals that you can't get anymore, or maybe on eBay.
Yeah, then, but don't eat them, please. Or do.
No.
But if you do, record it, put it on YouTube. Yeah. So some of these I actually remember. The first one here on the list I don't remember is Fruit Brute. That was available from 1975 to 1983. Those are fruit-flavored cereals with lime-flavored marshmallows. That actually sounds delicious.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Lime-flavored marshmallows?
I don't know about the fruit-flavored cereal and the lime-flavored marshmallows. Maybe like one or the other, you know? That seems a bit much. Moonstones. Those are available between 1976 and 1977. Those are fruit-flavored, space-shaped cereal of stars, half-moons, and planets. Okay?
What's really strange is you can get moonstones at a pot store now.
Right?
You can.
Surely I don't know what you're talking about, Scott.
I have no idea. I made that up.
This one I actually do remember, Donkey Kong Crunch. That was available between 1982 and 1984. Right about the time I was really big into Donkey Kong.
Barrel-shaped crunchy corn cereal. I wonder if that was like Captain Crunch, where it just like tore up the roof of your mouth.
It was exactly like Captain Crunch, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think that's exactly because I remember when Captain Crunch came out, I thought it was the same cereal, or not when it came out, but when I thought it was the same cereal. Pac-Man. That was available between 1983 and 1988. I remember this one as well. Cereal corn with Pac-Man-shaped marshmallows.
How fun.
Yep. Mr. T cereal. I definitely had this one.
What was in it?
Corn and oat cereal pieces shaped like the letter T.
I pity the fool.
That's right.
That eats my cereal.
Oh, C-3POs. I actually can still remember the Mr. T cereal box. I remember it in my
head.
Oh, yeah. It was one of my favorites. I loved it. I was a big Mr. T fan when I was a kid. Yeah. So C-3POs, that was 1984 to 1986. Those were infinity-shaped, honey-sweetened oat, wheat, and corn cereal that basically tasted like Lucky Charms, but without the marshmallows.
All right. Let's see. C-3PO cereal. This would probably go with it. Oh, maybe not.
I don't know what all this trouble is about, but I'm sure it must be your fault.
Yes.
I would like that because I like Lucky Charms, but there's too many marshmallows.
What?
Yeah, too many marshmallows.
That's insanity.
I like the cereal
Never.
that's in it with an occasional marshmallow. I do.
Do you like cocoa with marshmallows then, or?
Oh yeah. Oh, I've upset Marion. I'm sorry, Marion.
Can you see? You offended her, and she's in the living room.
Do we need to cut that off the air?
What?
But you know the best thing to do with Lucky Charms is over a bowl of ice cream. Vanilla ice cream and Lucky Charms.
Oh, really?
It transforms
Okay.
both. And it's not ice cream or Lucky Charms anymore. It transforms you to another magical world. It's true.
Okay.
This one I remember as well. Ghostbusters cereal, 1985 to 1990. Oat-shaped cereal like the Ghostbusters logo with ghost-shaped, I said goat-shaped marshmallows in a glow-in-the-dark box. Yep.
Ooh, a glow-in-the-dark box.
Yeah.
So I bought this. I'm really excited. I used it once before, glow-in-the-dark spray paint, but it's like $20 a can. So I bought a miniature can of glow-in-the-dark paint. It doesn't work.
Aw.
Doesn't work. I mean, if you got out a magnifying glass in the darkest place on the planet, kinda, but no.
Wow. That's disappointing. I can see your excitement though when you first bought it. You're like,
Oh, yeah?
It's awesome.
I'm gonna make everything glow.
This is gonna be
I
so
kept
cool.
I kept asking Mary, what else can I paint?
I'm sorry, Scott.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
Oh. This one I remember as well. It's a Spider-Man cereal from 1985 through the 1990s. That was spiderweb shaped cereal with marshmallows.
I think it'd have been more popular if it had actual spiders in it.
Real spiders. I'm sure some
Real
did.
spiders. Spiders and milk, a nutritious start to your day.
Yeah, that's why it was discontinued. Morning Funnies was 1988 and 1989. Fruit flavored cereal shaped like goofy faces in a box covered in comics. That seems like they were just reaching there, you know?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Batman cereal between 89 and 90. That was bat-shaped corn cereal. That doesn't sound very exciting.
All right.
And this one's relevant. Breakfast with Barbie. That was available between 89 and the early 90s, it says. Multigrain fruit-flavored cereal in the shape of hearts, bows, cars, stars, and the letter B.
Like, it's my cereal.
Totally. The cereal brought to you by the letter B.
Should have came in a car, pink car.
Oh, and I didn't. This one actually sounds good, and I did not ever remember this. But Bill and Ted's Excellent Cereal. That was between 90 and 91, with toasted oat squares with music note shaped marshmallows.
So it lasted 1 year. Nobody bought it.
Kind of like the sequel.
Good one.
Actually, I think that was pretty popular. Sesame Street C is for cereal. That was apple-flavored oat and corn cereal pieces shaped like X's and O's made for toddlers. Toddlers?
So sweet.
I would eat that. That sounds good. And that was 2011 to 2014. So fairly recent.
You should have went with Oscar and ate your cereal out of a garbage can. That would have been more popular.
Right? That would have been nice to have little character-shaped marshmallows in with that.
All right, I'm going to stick with this food thing. We were talking about chips earlier. This is the list. This is the list of the best chips, the best snacking chips, all right?
Okay.
If you don't agree with the list, too bad. This is it.
You're wrong.
It cannot be altered, ever.
You're going to have to change what you eat.
All right, but you could share your favorite on Facebook, okay?
Yeah.
So, first one, Fritos at number 5.
Only if there's
Fritos.
chili and cheese on top of them.
See, I'm not a chili fan, so I would find that
Okay.
utterly disgusting because I
Okay.
think Fritos are just okay.
Yeah. By themselves, they're not very good, but as an ingredient, they're good.
At number 4, the most likely chip to make your gums bleed, Kettle Brand potato chips. Made with actual bits of rock.
Right. Like shards of glass.
Yeah, it is. It's like eating shards of glass. I think I mentioned that before. My mom used to do that, make candy on a cookie sheet, and hard candy, and then she would just drop the cookie sheet a couple inches and it would shatter, and it was like shards of glass that were super sharp, and that's what we ate as kids.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. All right, number 3. I can go with this, but sometimes they give me heartburn. Lay's barbecue chips.
Okay. I prefer Lay's. I prefer the plain, just the plain salted goodness.
I love the barbecue. I like it better, but like I said, there's a chance of heartburn that comes with this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's the thing about a Kettle brand potato chip, like Lay's. You could put it in your mouth and it's going to get mushy if you didn't chew it and swallow it. But I don't think Kettle brand chips ever get mushy, do they?
I don't know. I actually really like Kettle chips. I think they're delicious. Yeah.
Okay.
But they're a little hard to eat sometimes.
All right, at number 2, they're okay, but I prefer the nacho cheese, like we were saying earlier. Cool Ranch Doritos. Cool Ranch Doritos in at number 2.
I'm going to disagree with you. I like the Cool Ranch.
You like the Cool Ranch?
I do.
Better?
I do.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
All right, and then number 1 in the list that you're not allowed to change is Ruffles Original.
You can't go wrong with that.
Oh. Marion says you're right on the Frito and chili thing.
Oh, yeah. I know.
I would never. And Eric says right out of the little Frito bag.
Yeah, you turn the bag on its side and you pull it off and you put in a scoop of chili, a handful of cheese, some sour cream, and some green onions. Woo! It's good.
All right. No kisses if you're eating chili and cheese. Just saying.
Cheetos was missing off the list. No Cheetos.
No Cheetos. That's kind of surprising.
Yeah, Cheetos. Cheetos is my number 1 there.
You should always have a bag of those flaming hot Cheetos, though, in your trunk in case you go camping and you don't have any kindling.
There you go.
Have you tried that?
Tried using Cheetos as kindling?
Yes.
I've burned them recreationally, but never never medicinally.
They burn. So I had, this is kind of cute. I had some foreigners camping in one of my camping cabins.
Right.
And this just reminded me of things you could start a fire with. And Marion says, it looks like they're really having a hard time starting the campfire. Mm-hmm. And you should go help them. So I grabbed some newspaper and stuff, and I go out to the fire pit, and they couldn't get the fire pit started. So they had the mound of wood. Mm-hmm. So they had one log on top of a propane burner, like the little green cylinder can.
Yeah.
And sometimes they have the outdoor. It was a burner, like where you could do coffee or whatever. But they had taken one log and put it on top of that to start it on fire, which is extremely dangerous.
Wow.
And then placed that log on top of the fire. And I was just like, here are 2 men who've never made a fire.
Wow.
Yeah, so they took the burning log and put it on the top.
What did they do as children?
But I taught them how to make a fire, and I just wish I would have had some Cheetos. So.
Then Doritos work really well for that, too.
They do.
Just make a stack of Doritos and light them up. Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's see. Chuck Ritchie with reviews of jails you can read on Yelp.
Yep.
Hold on, I should play this.
This is exactly what Scott just said. These are reviews of jails on Yelp. So Jason A. wrote a 1-star review of the famous Rikers Island in New York City. Food tasted like wet noodles and grill gristle.
Okay.
Derek A. reviewed Chicago's Cook County Jail. I actually like this place. I heard some bad stories about what goes on behind the walls, but as far as what I had seen, what I witnessed, what I went through, it was okay for what it was. Okay.
Sounds like Derek almost had a good time.
Yeah. 4 out of 5 stars. We'll do again. Jennifer V. gave the Travis County Jail in Texas 4 stars, despite having been yelled at for asking for extra blankets and not eating. She wrote in her review, I was not about to point to the mustard and ham sandwich and say, excuse me, prison warden lady. Yeah, sorry, do you have any vegan entrees?
I'm going to post a review of the Chihuahua jail from the cop shop.
Oh, yeah. Is there a
Not that I've been in it.
Is there a jail in there?
There is. It's kind of more like the back of an RV, like that U-shaped nook you used to have in the old RVs where you'd have the big table in the back.
Yeah.
With the seats and all. It's kind of like that without cushions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like in the building right here behind us.
Yeah.
I didn't know
You'll get
that.
to check it out sometime.
Okay, sure. I'd rather not.
Okay.
Maybe I'll get a tour.
A tour.
A tour would be fantastic.
All right. This up now for, we are the music education station. And here comes your favorite music. So your favorite music genre that reveals your personality. right. Chuck, what is your favorite kind of music?
Oh gosh, I don't think I can narrow it down to a genre. I just like
You have to.
I have to.
Yes.
Of this list, I'll probably go with reggae.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I do.
Wow,
I'm a
Chuck.
big reggae
Right.
fan.
You have high self-esteem, Chuck. You're creative, not hardworking. You're also outgoing and gentle. This is not boding well for you, Chuck.
Wow.
All right. Let's see. If you like blues like our own Doug McQuain, who does the blues show at 8 o'clock on Wednesday nights, high self-esteem, creative, outgoing, gentle, and at ease. That is totally Doug.
That is Doug.
All right.
See, I do like most of these genres, though.
All right. Isn't it funny that jazz music got the same high self-esteem, creative, outgoing, and at ease without the gentle, Dr. Jazz?
Without the gentle.
All right. We might as well give him a plug too, Dr. Jazz. Tuesdays at 6, right?
Yep, that's right.
Yes.
I was in here with him a little bit last night, and he had a really great set last night.
All right. If you're into classical music, we miss him, and we miss his classical music. Oh, Grumpy John.
Mm-hmm.
Creative, introvert, and at ease. There you go.
That sounds about right.
All right. Rap music, they say again, is high self-esteem and outgoing. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Opera, creative and gentle.
I could see that. Yep.
Country music, if you're a big fan of country music, you're hardworking, you're outgoing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, dance music, not gentle, but you are creative and you're still outgoing. It seems like a lot of this is repetitive. Indie music lovers, low self-esteem. Very creative, though, not hardworking, and not gentle.
Wow.
All right, your personality, if you're into rock and roll, oh man, I'm in trouble. Low self-esteem. Creative, not hardworking, not outgoing.
Wow.
Yeah, I just like to stay home in my smoky apartment.
So basically, you're creative, but sorry about the rest of your personality.
Thanks, Chuck. What else do we have left here? Top 40, high self-esteem, hardworking, outgoing, but not very creative.
No.
And soul music, they give you being an at-ease person with a gentle personality, outgoing and creative. That has all positives in it for those of you that are into soul, which reminds me of another one of our DJs that we had lost that did our soul show.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Jeff, yeah.
All right. Stuff the dog ate. This is perfect for you, Chuck.
Yes. My dogs eat stuff all the time. If your dog's, before we start, if your dog has eaten anything crazy, why don't you go ahead and post it on Facebook right now? So my dog, this one says, my dog eats socks. She's a golden and has always done it. We've never gone to the vet because of it, though. Thank goodness.
That's lucky.
Wow.
So they go through.
Yeah. Ooh, ouch. This next one. Our yellow lab ate a 5-gallon bucket of rat poison. The vet saved him, but it cost $2,500.
Wow. All right. Yeah, keep a cover on that. A good one.
Yeah. Ooh, you shouldn't. If you have dogs, you should not have rat poison on your property anywhere. My sister-in-law lost a dog because it ate a mouse that had died from eating rat poison and the dog didn't make it. Yeah. My parents have a pug who eats underwear.
You're way off. I say you're way off this time, son.
We once had a very small, about a 12-pound dog who started yakking in front of us in the living room and never done it before in her life. Don't know why, but all of a sudden she yacked up an entire intact pair of underwear.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not even mad.
Have her, right?
That's impressive.
I don't even know how she got it in there.
I had a cat that loved the string in a pair of sweatpants, that round string, and literally had started eating one and had ingested the entire, what are those, about 4.5 feet long? And I saw her choking with a little piece of string out of her mouth, and I had to pull the entire thing out of the cat. It's disgusting.
I was at one of my wife's friend's house once, and something was, coming out of the end of the dog. And I grabbed a paper towel and started pulling and pulling and pulling. And then finally there was a knot or something. I couldn't figure out what this sticky, stretchy thing was. I came to the end of it, finally got it out, and it smacked against the side of the wall behind me. It was one of those sticky hands that you get out of the coin machines. That yeah. Yeah.
And you had the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I got a sound effect for that.
It's a trick. Get an axe.
The shock when you don't know what it is at first is the thing. When it's stuck to the wall behind me. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Don't, whatever you do today, don't picture that.
Or do. Please do.
Actually, I'm picturing Chuck back there.
My black lab ate his whole shot collar, including the lithium battery inside. Ooh, dangerous.
Bad.
Yeah.
There's a thing out, a warning too about the what do they call them? The batteries that the round ones that look like a coin.
Yeah,
coin batteries.
Of
kids swallowing those, and they can be very dangerous because your stomach acid will eat into the lithium battery,
and then they will start bubbling, and it's really bad.
All sorts of bad stuff.
Magnets too. Don't swallow a magnet, especially the really heavy ones, the hard ones, the ones that are really strong.
What will that do to you?
If you have anything else in there, it can pinch and it can stay in there and.
So if you've been eating metal, definitely stay away from.
But you can stick your dog to the fridge if it's small enough. Next one says my dog ate a $25 pair of pigskin work gloves. Ooh, bad dog.
Yeah.
Yikes! My fiance had a 180-pound pit bull that ate an 18-pound bowling ball. Sadly, he didn't make it. I don't know if I believe that one. I don't think I believe that one.
How? I mean, that's a big dog.
Right.
That's a big dog, and they have big jaws.
They do, I guess. But an 18-pound bowling ball? I mean, that's massive. Maybe. I've seen some dogs eat weird things.
My brother had a Yorkie, so very, very small dog, that its favorite thing to attack was a basketball. If you took it to the park and somebody was playing with a soccer ball or a basketball, that dog is over there trying to steal it. And it would run all over with that ball trying to get it in its mouth, but of course it couldn't because it's too small. And by the time you'd finally give up and take the ball away from the dog, he would have rubbed his lips raw.
Wow.
But entertaining to watch a Yorkie try to get a basketball in its mouth.
Oh, I can imagine. We bought ours at one of those clearance, the balls that come in the bins with the elastic, the cheap. They were on clearance. They were like $1 or something. So we bought one for the dog, brought it home, said, "Hey, come here, look," and threw it to him, and he goes, "Hop, pop." First contact, the ball instantly popped. Yeah.
Did he eat it then?
No, we took it away from him.
Okay.
It didn't last very long. Last but not least here, my dog ate a pound of uncooked rice, a half a loaf of bread, a half a pound of butter, and the molding between the kitchen and living room.
Nice.
That reminds me of that Hungry Caterpillar book.
All right, there you go. Chuck Ritchie, Stuff the Dog Ate. All right, quick check Facebook, see if anybody posted anything. I'm curious what other people might have that their dog has eaten. Here's one. Let's see. Eric says, "Don't know what neighbor. I just saw a dog tearing down the road with the aluminum casserole dish."
Wow, that's nice.
Chocolate Labs. Eric also says Chocolate Labs stole a large mac and cheese casserole from the neighbors. Let's see. And Eric also said that when he was in school, the grade school felt like it was a prison.
Wow.
All right, there you go. Just a few minutes away from being joined by Diane Evans, and until we get there, a little trivia for Chuck.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
All right, fun and games. First one, 8% of married women say they did this.
8%?
Yeah, 8%.
8%. Ooh. That's a very vague question, Scott.
8% of married women said they did this before they got married.
Cheated? Did they cheat?
Chuck. No, it's nothing bad.
Oh, okay.
Nothing bad, nothing dirty.
Okay. They they did their own taxes. I don't know. I don't even know how to begin to answer this. No.
All right. They proposed to their husbands.
Oh. Okay.
8%.
Okay.
8%.
Well, that is sweet. Yeah.
I'm waiting.
Ooh, putting it out there. Wow.
78% of us say we're confused by what at the grocery store?
The prices.
No.
Oh, let's see. We was that her laughing at you?
That ain't gonna happen.
78% are confused by the self-checkout.
Oh, I bet you it's way higher on that. 78% of us confused by what at the grocery store?
By how many items you have in your cart before you go into the express lane.
These are all good choices, but none of them correct.
Oh, okay. So 78% of us are confused by...
And I would imagine you look at this all the time. I do. Always check it.
By the nutritional information on the back of a package?
There you go, Chuck.
Was that it?
See, you can lead a DJ to water and have him drink.
Yeah. It takes a while sometimes, though.
Not me, though. Not me. All right. Free on Craigslist. I got 4 items from Craigslist. You tell me which of them was not free.
Okay.
All right. You ever check out the free section on Craigslist?
Oh, it's bizarre. Yeah.
It is.
Sometimes people just put trash on there.
Just because they don't want to clean up my yard.
Yeah, because they don't want to get rid of it.
So, this is a thing in the Midwest. I see a little bit over here on the East Coast in smaller towns. But Indiana was really big on this when I lived there. Anything somebody doesn't want, they put on the curb. And it always disappears. When you're done with your yard sale, that box you might have had of free stuff or you got a few items left, you put it on the curb. It always disappears.
Yep.
It's awesome. If there's something on the curb, it's free. And now when I drive down a street and I see something cool on right up against the curb, I'm like, I wonder if that's a giveaway. I wonder if they have a Ring camera. All right. Here we go. 4 things. You tell me which one wasn't free.
Okay.
Box of around 100 metal hangers. Oh, excuse me. 1,000 metal hangers. 2 bar stools. A gallon of cocoa butter lotion. A gallon.
Wow.
This sort of thing ain't my bag, baby.
And 4 sweaters for a medium-sized dog. Which one wasn't free?
I'm going to say the gallon of lotion.
No, Chuck, it was free.
Oh, okay.
Second choice?
The dog costumes.
That's right. You had to buy the 4 medium sweaters for a dog.
I can see that.
Righty then.
I'd buy that.
Right. Around 14,000 U.S. men have this surgery every year. You wouldn't expect this to be a surgery for a man.
Oh, you wouldn't, huh? A breast lift? Some sort of breast enhancement?
No.
A butt lift.
I want big, huge pecs.
a Brazilian butt lift.
No, you should go back up to the top.
Okay. Does it involve your chest?
Yes.
Like for gynecomastia, like a reduction surgery.
Yep.
Yeah.
14,000 men that won't admit it. All right. Average office worker does this 7 times a year. They will be frustrated when they're doing this. Average office worker does this 7 times a year.
Their job.
No.
Oh, no. Okay. What do they do 7 times a year? They try to get vacation time off? Or take a
No,
take a
I'm
day
not
off?
a violent person, but I've done this many times. Average office worker does it 7 times a year.
They yell at a coworker.
No.
Or get in an argument with a coworker.
No.
No, they punch their computer Or want
Yes,
to?
they abuse a piece of office equipment.
Oh.
You know, one of the most satisfying things you can do, and this is even in your home office, just open up your window, take the screen off if you want, and throw that printer as hard as you can.
Oh, printers are the worst.
Oh, it's so much fun though to just heave one out a window. The higher up, the better.
You know, one of the most satisfying, greatest movie scenes of all time was in Office Space when they attacked the printer with the baseball bat and the rap song playing in the background. So satisfying.
All right. Name the 10 parts of the body, Chuck, that only have 3 letters and you can't use slang words.
Arm. And how many are there?
I'm looking for 10. We'll see how you do.
Wow. Okay. Arm, eye, toe, pit. Can we say pit?
I think that would be a slang.
We have a few of them.
You could use the first part of that word, though.
Arm.
I
already said arm. Arm was the first one I said.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Oh man, there's more than that.
Yeah. You have 2 of them. You stand on them.
Leg.
Yep.
Yep. Leg. Oh my goodness.
They hold your teeth.
What's that?
They hold your teeth.
Gum. Your gums. Yep.
Yep. You might take a punch to the
jaw.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if you're like me, you've got a bad.
Can I say that on the air?
No.
Oh wait, that's slang.
Old people always get these. They got a bad
hip.
Yeah, there you go.
Hip.
And let's see. They gave it to Eve, and I want it back.
Rib. Oh, these are also easy once you give me clues.
All right. And I don't think you got ear in that list as well.
Yeah, ear. Ear's a good one.
So you want to try things you hear with, Chuck?
Ear.
Oh, good job.
Scott,
yeah.
What if we spelled here and ear the same, just with the silent H?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, back to some trivia questions. Okay. The biggest of these in the history of the U.S. was 352 pounds. It was alive. What was it?
Dog.
No. There's usually only one of these in the country at a time. It's alive. Biggest of these in U.S. history was 352 pounds.
President?
Yes. Biggest president ever, William Howard Taft.
Okay.
All right. On the average person, this is 17 to 18 inches long. It's on the inside.
17 to 8. Our large intestine.
No, that's like a mile, Chuck.
Okay. Well, isn't that this? I thought the large intestine was shorter than the small intestine. Anyway.
Okay, but still, I think longer than that.
Our esophagus.
No.
Our colon.
I think you just said the same thing again, but in a different way.
You're way off. I say you're way off this time, son.
And it's how long? 17 inches?
Yeah, 17 to 18 inches.
Gosh, I don't. Your optic nerve? I don't know, Scott.
It's your spinal cord.
Oh, your spinal cord. Okay. Well, some of us are longer than others.
I should have said some people have had them removed. All right. According to an industry study, 7 in 10 households use these.
7 in 10 households use these microwaves.
Nope, they provide light.
A lamp?
No. It's not a bulb.
A window?
For light? Well, yes, I'm sure they do.
What? I don't. 7 in 10, so 70% of us use one for light.
I don't, because I'm afraid what might happen if I used it.
Your oven?
And fell asleep.
Your oven?
Candles, Chuck.
Candles. Oh, okay.
There seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
I use them for the smell. I don't care about the light.
All right. Let's see. I'll describe 4 unrelated things or places or people.
Okay.
The first begins with the letter F. The second begins with the letter O, and so on.
Okay.
All right. The first one doesn't work. Walt Disney World's location.
Florida.
That doesn't. Who wrote this?
What?
All right. Describe 4 unrelated things or places or people. The first begins with the letter F, and the second. Oh, you got to spell the word for. So let's back up.
Okay.
It's going to start all over. Erase your brain, Chuck.
Okay, that's easy.
I wish I had a sound effect for that. All right. You're going to spell the word for. I'm sorry, I confused this. And the answers that you're going to give are going to spell the word for.
Okay.
As in the number. This is Ford's most popular vehicle.
The Focus.
No.
The F-150.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Walt Disney World's location.
Orlando.
There you go.
Yeah.
The Grant, who was the 18th president.
Ulysses.
And a little girl's hair decoration that you sometimes use.
What? A ribbon.
There you go.
A ribbon.
Has Diane showed up yet?
Yes, she has.
All right. Well, let's go to break. We're going to come back with Diane Evans. Chuck, just because of the time, you might need to bump up our sponsorship announcements.
I will.
Other than that, we're going to be back in a few minutes. We're going to talk with Diane Evans about a couple things, including the Taste of Chihuahua, which is right around the corner, and some stuff going on with the radio station. And then before we leave, we'll deliver you today's odd news, but you got to stay right here. It is KCHW 102.7.
I did it again, baby. Yeah!
You can do it!
You're listening to 102.7 KCHW Chihuahua.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, September the 6th, 2023. I'm Mike Clifford. A lawsuit has been filed now against the Alabama Attorney General over what plaintiffs call threats to criminalize those who aid individuals who go out of state to get an abortion.
Assisting in abortion care is part of the Yellowhammer Fund's work, and its executive director, Janice Fountain, says Attorney General Steve Marshall's remarks have forced the nonprofit to cease operations out of fear of prosecution, prompting the legal battle. Fountain says the need for her group's assistance has only increased since the fall of Roe v. Wade.
It's important to take a stand because not everyone is able to vocalize their disdain or organize around it, and we are. And so I think it's important for folks to know, like, there are people out here advocating for us having autonomy over our bodies, and it's not something that we can just lay down and say, oh, this is fine.
The lawsuit claims the AG's threats violate constitutional rights to freedom of expression, association, travel, and due process. And Fountain contends they also impinge on the rights of states where abortion is legal. Marshall has argued in a court filing that he has the authority to prosecute anyone who helps with out-of-state abortion access. Shantia Hudson reporting.
And former Proud Boys chairman Enrique Torrio sentenced to 22 years in prison for seditious conspiracy and leading a failed plot to prevent the transfer of power from Donald Trump to Joe Biden. That from CNN. They report the sentence from District Judge Timothy Kelly is the longest given to anyone in relation to the January 6, 2021 U.S. Capitol attack. CNN notes that Terrio leaned against the podium at the front of the courtroom and hung his head as the judge handed down his sentence. And as refugees and immigrant families try to carve out new futures in North Dakota, aid groups say some people are having their lives upended by housing-related issues.
The organization Bismarck Global Neighbor says it's working with a family from East Africa that was asked to pay $6,000 after moving out of an apartment building. The group's Leah Hargrove says the fee was for blanket repairs, with most of it going to work that was likely to be done anyway. The mother acknowledges some standard fixes were needed, but Hargrove argues it's an example of a property manager going too far.
To me, it seemed like a really egregious example of a company taking advantage of someone that they knew isn't aware of their rights.
Her group and a local attorney are helping the family challenge the fee in court. The High Plains Fair Housing Center says the issue is happening elsewhere in the state, typically with large housing firms. State Senator Bob Paulson, who is a landlord, feels current laws dealing with these matters are adequate, but would be willing to consider changes if widespread discrimination becomes more apparent. I'm Mike Moen.
This is Public News Service. A China-based company, Eban International, won't be getting discounted energy prices for its proposed crypto mining facility in eastern Kentucky. That from the state's regulators.
The Public Service Commission is also expected to issue a decision this month on rate discounts for another crypto mining facility in Hatfield. Tom Smar with the environmental law firm Earth Justice explains the special contract Eban and Kentucky Power lobbied for would have given the company millions of dollars in subsidies. The problem, he says, is crypto mining is energy intensive, strains electric grids, and would have likely resulted in rate increases passed on to residents.
The Kentucky Public Service Commission just thought this was too risky of a contract at a time when Kentucky Power itself has had trouble serving its existing customers.
Under state law, utilities are allowed to offer special rates as an incentive for businesses. Supporters argued energy discounts help attract companies to bring jobs and other economic benefits to the utilities service area. Nadia Ramlagan reporting.
Eagle County, one of Colorado's most prized outdoor recreation destinations, drawing visitors from across the globe. But 20% of the county's residents, many of whom speak Spanish, do not have ready access to parks and to open space.
The Eagle Valley outdoor movement has been working to change that. Jessica Fowlis with the Eagle Valley Land Trust, a member of the coalition, points to a recent survey where residents made it clear that they understood the multiple benefits of experiencing the natural world.
Being in the outdoors helps them feel more empowered. Bringing their friends with them and facilitating outdoor programs in nature makes them feel more connected to their community and increases their happiness. The benefits to experiencing nature are immediate as well as long-term.
Many Spanish-speaking community members say outdoor spaces in the county do not feel welcoming because signage is not available in Spanish. I'm Eric Galatas.
Finally, from our Mark Moran, green energy advocates are pushing wind power as an economic development tool in rural America.
Working with the Clean Grid Alliance to educate people about renewable power, former state senator and Worth County Commissioner Merlin Bartz advocates for wind power as a way for Iowa's small towns and counties to boost local revenue, diversify the economy, and broaden the tax base. He says in Worth County, for instance, nearly 300 wind turbines generate not just power, but more than $172 million for the local economy.
And particularly in a county like Worth with only 7,500 people and one of the smallest geographic counties in the state, that's enormous.
Iowa recently announced more than half of the energy generated in the state comes from wind. This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Here are some interesting radio stations on your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
It's 8:17.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light.
For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
This is KCHW, Chewelah, 102.7 FM.
It's 8:18.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
This is KCHW, Chewelah, 102.7 FM.
My head was huge.
It was enormous. Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show for Part 2. We're back with Scott Allen, myself, and Diane Evans this morning is joining us to talk about the Taste of Chewelah event that's coming up soon.
Whoop, 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 Diane!
Good morning, Diane.
I missed you so much. Diane.
How you doing?
Good morning, Scott.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning.
Hey, no doubt who today's sponsors are. We played them twice.
Right, just in case you didn't know. Oops.
All right, welcome back to the studios, Diane. It's been a while since we had you on the air. We've been talking about the Taste of Chewelah now and teasing it for you for a couple weeks. I'm looking at your very cool poster.
Thank you.
And just curious, you still got tickets left, right?
Yes, at Valley
Okay.
Drug and Acres United Drug, and on the website, ChewelahArtsGuild.org.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Give us a little rundown of what that night's going to look like.
That night is going to look like the Taste of Chewelah starts at 4:30, and there are 9 restaurants participating this year. And you, if you have a ticket, run around and sample the signature dish of every restaurant. And then what I'm really here to talk about is the Taste of Chewelah, but the art auction that happens at the brewery from 4:30 to 8:30. And I really want to give a big shout out to our artists and give a little rundown about that.
Okay.
So there is a preview of items that will be available at the art auction in Valley Drug's window. So we have lots of local artists that are extremely generous and have given, and now we're wanting to showcase them a little bit. We have Glenda Booth, who makes rugs out of strips of sheets, and she has a rug there. It's really, really nice. And of course, Red, Orla Colvin, Christine Davis does exquisite wire-wrapped jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
Eleanor Disler has a couple of lino cuts. Do you know what a lino cut is, Scott?
I do not. Educate me, Diane.
It's maybe another word for a linoleum block print. Okay. So there.
Well, explain what that is. Can you explain what that is?
Do you know linoleum block? They can be any size, and then you use a special tool and you cut away the part that you don't want to print on the paper.
Okay.
And you do it reverse.
Okay.
Because when you're going to print, you're going to turn the linoleum block over and print. So it's a skill. It's a skill.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And Suzanne Griep has a book, Marrow. Have either of you read that book, Marrow?
I haven't. No, I should though.
Yes, you should. It's a poetry book. I love that title, Marrow. I mean, when you think about the marrow in the bone, it's the really important, juicy, nutritious.
Can't live without it.
Can't live without it. That's right. Anyway.
So years ago, and I know Susan was and in fact, somewhere on our hard drive, there's a copy of it. We did a thing, and maybe you'll remember this, Diane, with the Chihuahua Arts Guild, where we let the writers and the poets that are part of the guild come into the studio, and I recorded each one of them, and they either shared some of their poems or they shared one of their short stories, and it was like a 2-hour program we aired on a Sunday night. I love that.
Wow.
And if any of your guild members would like to try to do something like that again, it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I want to do it. Yes, I would encourage that.
That would be fantastic, and I believe the KCHW announcement station ID that came on right before the show came back on was Susan Griep's voice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she has an amazing voice. She really does.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, she's an amazing writer.
She is.
And John Huffstetter, our local blacksmith, he donated an exquisite metal sculpture for the art auction. And Tracy Manley, what an artist. God, I love her style. She donated a big, colorful depiction of fruit at a market, from a market stand. Anyway, it's worth seeing. It's just a beautiful, beautiful painting.
Nice.
And Nandis Taylor donated a Frida Kahlo mug, and it too is exquisite. She put the famous Frida Kahlo face on it, and then the roses that are up in her hair, and those are 3-dimensional, and they just pop out. It is a beautiful rug. It's actually in the Valley Drug window right now if you want to see it. Okay. And Kathy Zender makes pottery. She does really, really nice work. I have 3 of her pieces, all acquired from auctions.
Nice.
And then we have a few out-of-town artists. I call them local because they're close. So Sue Martins from Colville paints oils, and Mary McDougall from Loon Lake. Kathy Conway from Waits Lake, she's a master quilter, and she donated a quilt, of course.
Nice.
And Susan Ferguson from Addie, she's been around for a long time and has painted beautiful pictures. And we also are featuring 2 local artists who have passed away, but we still feature their art, and their memory lives on, Julie Clyett and Ellen Brighter.
Okay.
And then there's the art promoters. There are all these people that don't claim or identify themselves as artists, but they promote art. And they are the most important people. And that's where I'm going to segue into the art auction. So we need art promoters to come to the art auction and see the many items and bid and walk away with something that night.
Yeah.
Now, in the past at Taste of Chihuahua, have you had the big exhibits and the art auction? Because it sounds like you guys have really went all out on this one. Has that been part of the show in the past?
Yes, it has. We went all out last year, and this year we're knocking it out of the ballpark, Scott.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, this is probably your biggest fundraiser of the year. Would that be correct?
That would be correct, since we don't do Music on the Mountain anymore. This is our biggest fundraiser, and it's really fun. Have you ever gone, Scott?
You know, most of the time that I was living in Chihuahua, I was single, and I hated to go out by myself to things like that. So, so I apologize. I haven't. So.
But you know, in Chihuahua, if you're single, it doesn't take long to go out and meet up with somebody you know and hang with them and walk.
Be
with
a third
them.
wheel.
And be yeah, you don't have to be a third wheel. You can.
I tried following you and Bud that one year, but you kept saying shoe.
Go away.
Oh, did we? Oh, I'm sorry. That must have been more Bud than me. I wouldn't shoo you away. But
I know.
I
want to dig a little deeper. Okay. And because people hear about, okay, there's a fundraiser going on, but you guys do, with the funds that you collect from doing this event, you do some important stuff with that money, and tell people what that is, Diane.
Yeah, so we've been around for a long time. We started in 2000, and our first event was the quilt show at the museum. And we were there on Memorial Day weekend, and we were at the museum that weekend for 10 years. And then we outgrew the museum and split our show between the museum and the elementary school. And then we outgrew that, and they've been at the high school ever since. And that's the best place for the quilt show. So they'll be back there in 2024. But when I think about the Arts Guild, like, annually through the year, we sponsor an annual art show in February, and we have Pechacucha in March and September. We do the pencil drawing contest in the spring, and we give out scholarships to graduates in the area high schools. That's something we're really proud of for young people who are pursuing their interest in art. And then we have the quilt show in May, and the Children's Festival in July. We had a really successful Children's Festival this past July. That was good. And we do roadside cleanup on the south end of town.
It was really great that you guys, post COVID and post Chautauqua, and you guys have that beautiful pavilion that the Chihuahua Arts Guild built in the park, and that you are still able to utilize that and put on an event. That was awesome.
Yes. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, that's true.
And that's the children's pavilion in the park, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great facility there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. Yeah, that list of events, I know sounds ambitious, right? But we have a great group of members who makes that happen for us. And for anyone that's listening, if you would like to be a member of the Chihuahua Arts Guild, you can go on the website, chihuahuaartsguild.org, and there's a button there to join, and we'd love to have you. And you can get involved as little or as much as you like, and work on these events. We're a fun group.
You are. I don't think I'm actually really looking forward to this one. I don't think I've missed a Taste of Chihuahua since we've lived here. So we moved here in 2017. Right. Obviously, there were a couple that we missed during COVID.
Yeah.
When you guys weren't doing it, but yeah, I don't think I've ever missed one. And we have art on our wall from just about every event. Art on the wall or the shelf. And there's a lady in town. I'm not going to name any names. That we always end up bidding on the same art time and time again, no matter which event it is. And just so you know, I'm coming for you this year.
Okay. I want to talk about one more artist.
Okay.
This is a really, really special artist. His name is Cal Greenway. And very many people in this town would know him as the Origami Man.
Ooh.
And so I love his little creations. And so I called Cal and I think I can tell this story on the air. I called Cal, and I said, I love your creations, Cal. I said, could we get some of your creations for the art auction? And he said, well, how many are you talking about? And I said, well, last year we had 40 artists, and so I wanted to put one by each bid sheet, and then people could take them, and they, for the taking. And he said, oh, I don't make that many at one time. I make them and then I give them away. Mm-hmm. And he said, and if I made that many, I don't know where I would put them. And I said, well, could you just put them in a box, Cal? Well, I've never done that before. And he said, let me think about it. He was very hesitant. Within a week, I get this knock on the museum door, and I'm inside working, and there's Cal Greenaway with a box of 57 origami creations.
Wow.
He has big dragons and little stars and flags and frogs and butterflies.
He can make anything.
He can make anything.
Yeah.
And, he was so humble and so sweet and gentle. And, of course, I told him he was awesome. And he said, I don't know about that. But anyway, there will be an origami creation by each one of the bidding sheets at the art auction. And for those of you who come to the art auction and support the Chewelah Arts Guild, you can have one of Cal Greenaway's origami creations.
Is that if the winning bidder gets that, or just okay?
You can just come by and take one.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, free lunch.
Yeah, I like it.
Cal gave my daughter origami lessons for several weeks one summer. They would meet at it was Acres Drug, and he would do origami lessons. And has he done anything like that at the Children's Pavilion for you?
Yes, he didn't this year, but he's just around. If you see him downtown, I've seen them in the Yale Press, and so yeah, he's something. I'm going to tell you, he will be 90 next year.
Wow.
So you got to grab these creations while you can, because
there you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm so proud and excited to feature that at our art auction.
That's amazing. Huh.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go back to my digging a little deeper, and I might have sidetracked you with my question. So the funds that you raise, people that maybe are new in town don't know the Chewelah Arts Guild. It's one of our area nonprofits that promotes the arts. And you do scholarships. Mm-hmm. You mentioned them for the kids. So does all the money that you raise, and I realize that when you're having fundraisers, you got to keep some kind of bank to pull off the next fundraiser or the next event. But do all of the funds raised go into the scholarship program?
No. So we give $1,000 scholarship. We also do rainbow grants for kids of all ages. So children, teachers can apply for the rainbow grants to do field trips or to do special projects, programs in their classrooms or whatever.
We got one of those for the Makerspace.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then COVID happened immediately afterwards.
Oh. Yeah. So and so many of our events are not fundraising. So the money goes to put those events on, like the children's. I'm going to say the Children's Festival, but then I have to back up and say that we get hotel motel tax for that, which we are so grateful to the city. So that one we don't have to fund. But, these other events that are not fundraising, then we pay for those. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you've got tickets left. They are $15, and I can say this, I think, as far as fundraising and food, you guys could charge a lot more for those. So you've made it really affordable to get people out on the streets. You said tickets available at Acres and Valley drugstores. Let's see down the list here. Music, art exhibits, art auction, delicious desserts, fun with friends, 4:30 to 7. That's next Thursday, the 14th.
Right.
Let's see. Then the auction at 8:30. Is that correct?
The auction goes the entire time from 4:30
Okay.
to 8:30.
Okay.
And yep.
right.
So
But those the auctions aren't finalized until it's over, right? 'Cause
That's correct.
It's a silent auction, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So last year there was a really sought after item, and it was interesting. It was fun to watch the competition to see who was going to get it. And about 4 minutes before the auction ended, someone came up to me and said, "We really want that thing. So would you be willing to pull the auction early?" And I was like, "Absolutely not." So
No.
it's 8:30. 8:30.
8:30.
8:30.
No cheating.
Yeah.
You know what?
Now, did they follow that up? Like, will you pull it early if we give you $10,000?
No, I wish I was as clever and could think as fast as you do, Scott.
That's what you should have said. Well, if you want it, you should go over there and put $10,000 on it.
Yeah.
And then you'll probably get it.
Yeah.
It's an extra $1,000 for every minute we pull it early. I like that.
Right. Yeah.
You know, one of the problems I always have with Taste of Chihuahua is that I never make it to all the restaurants. So this year I'm going to start in reverse. I'm going to go to the ones that I never make.
Okay.
And then go the other direction.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
But that's my own fault because I sit at one place and stay too long.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
going to say, Chuck, it might be your own fault because
No, 100% my own fault.
It's really it's really a community event. So
It
you
is.
come out and you just run into people that you know and haven't seen and got to talk to, and so yeah, it can take a long time. But
Sorry, I can't talk. I got to go get that. Yeah.
yeah,
I got to try the soup.
yeah, right.
So is the music, is that on the street or
Yes.
is it in particular businesses?
Well, it's basically street music, but they might be inside the establishment. But it's basically street music. You know, last year the I don't know if they call them the Stevens County Cloggers or the Colville Cloggers or what, but they were in front of the Huff Center. They were amazing. They
Yeah.
were amazing. Just yeah, and
Very, very cool.
there's some local people in that group.
You know, Scott, you were mentioning the tickets being affordable. What I like to do and what I did this year is buy a couple extras just to have them. And that way, if you run into somebody that says, "Oh, I don't know if I'm going to go or not," say, "Here's your ticket. You're going."
Mm-hmm,
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what you don't spend on the ticket, you can spend at the art auction.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Taste of Chihuahua. It is a week from tomorrow, September 14th. Streets of Chihuahua put on by the Chihuahua Arts Guild. Tickets available at Acres United Drug and Valley Drug Stores as well at the Chihuahua Arts Guild website, which is chihuahuaartsguild.org. Once again, 4:30 to 8:30. Don't ask them to pull an auction item early. They're not going to do it.
Nope. Diane will give you the stare.
Yeah, the stare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it down.
Make you feel this big.
And Diane, before we cut you loose, Diane is also a board member here at Northern Lights Public Radio, also known as the Northeast Washington Community Radio Guild. And her, Chuck, and Chuck's wife Laura and Levon have been working on some new sponsorship materials. Are you excited with the way it looks, Diane?
Oh my gosh. I picked them up yesterday and got in the car and immediately folded one up because I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Brought it in for Chuck this morning. They are slick.
They're gorgeous.
Yes. Yes.
So if you are a local business, if you are even a local nonprofit that maybe we've supported you and you want to support us, if you are a family in the community area, in the county, anybody can sponsor our program. Typically you hear businesses on it, but we've have had private families purchase a sponsorship. And when we say sponsorships, we've got a couple ways we make money here at the radio station to keep us broadcasting. One of those is through memberships in the Radio Guild, like a lot of different groups do. You can get a membership. There's details online at kchw.org or northernlightspublicradio.org. The other way is the announcements you hear at the top and the bottom of the hour. It say this portion of programming made possible by a donation from. You just heard a few of them air for the morning show with the Chihuahua Floor and God-Fearing Brothers. We appreciate them sponsoring the morning show specifically. You can sponsor, let's say you love Doug McQuain's Blues Show on Wednesday nights. You can sponsor that individual show. You can have a kind of a what we call the run of the station, where your announcement would air between 9 and 9. You could do late nights if you're looking for that crowd, and where we play the rock music. Or you could do the morning show like God-Fearing Brothers and Chihuahua Floor and Wall. So there's several options the way you can sponsor the radio station, and these new materials that we've come up explain everything probably better than any time before, because we've had many hands and many heads working on it. Very cool. You can learn a lot about the radio station and how we work. And Chuck, what should they do if they would want you to come by and show the new brochures and graphics to them?
You can come on by the station. I'm generally here until 2:30 every day. This Friday, we're going to be at the Friday Market. We're going to have a booth there doing some coverage. We'll have these there. We'll have some membership signups as well as these, and doing some live broadcasting. We're going to be covering the apple pie eating contest on Friday immediately after the market, which I'm super stoked about. I'm excited about that. That's going to be fun. Or you can visit. These aren't available on the website yet. But you can contact us through Facebook. You can call us on the phone number, which I honestly don't remember the phone number off the top of my head right now.
509-935-6627. 935-6627.
Thank you, Scott.
That's because I set it up to ring directly to Chuck's cell.
Yeah, it goes right to my
call
cell phone.
Call the office line, 935-6627. And you can also visit us online at the contact page, kchw.org, northernlightspublicradio.com, and Chuck will get back in touch to you. Yep. Maybe Chuck and Diane together show up at your business and give you the lowdown on public radio in Stevens County.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I can do the stare.
Yeah. We'll be good cop, bad cop. I'll be the good cop. She'll be the bad cop.
All right, Diane. Did we miss anything you wanted to bring up?
No. You guys did great. Oh, I do want to say something though.
Okay.
In September, there are key dates to remember. On the 21st of September, it is Gratitude Day, and I just love that. I'm grateful for so many things. I'm grateful to be on the air this morning, visiting with you guys, being able to talk about the Chihuahua Arts Guild and the Taste of Chihuahua and the art auction. I'm really thankful for our community and all the volunteers that operate in this community. Just astounding. And so September 21st, Gratitude Day. Be grateful.
Yeah. You mentioned the volunteers. That's especially working with the Creative District and hearing from some of the other people around, not just the state, but even other places around the country that come here and visit. That's one of the things that people notice that is remarkable about the area is the number of involved citizens we have for as small of a town as it is. We're a very close-knit town. People help each other out. People volunteer, and it's a really it's not a thing. You think, oh, everybody has volunteers, but I think we have a higher proportion of people that are involved than other places our size, and I think people that come really notice that. That's one of the things people see.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think that's a great thing.
Yeah.
Gratitude Day, and Diane, you deserve a lot of gratitude too, because you help out a lot of groups in Chihuahua. You spend your days supporting the Chihuahua community, and I don't think you get enough credit for it.
I agree.
Well, thanks, Scott.
I agree.
You bet. All right, we'll cut you loose then, Diane, and me and Chuck will wrap up this show with what we like to do. It's Goofy Criminals and more. We call it Odd News.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your Odd News on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right, right, we always start off with the news attack. First sentence true, second sentence a bad joke. And today's first story up, an equipment outage stopped hundreds of United Airlines flights yesterday. So today they're running ads bragging how they've lost the least amount of luggage this week.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking with Diane.
Oh, yeah. You missed the joke.
I did.
All right. NFL Falcons have added a robot dog to their security team. Still trying to figure out if it's more of a wide retriever or a defensive poodle.
I like that.
All right. It's you, Chuck.
It's me. Oh, my goodness. Go do the next one. Do the next one.
What do you mean? You still not ready?
No, I was talking with Diane. I don't even know where we are.
We're at the news attack, Chuck.
Okay,
Wow.
thank you. Thank you.
Oh, no! We suck again!
I am ready now, though.
Okay. Go ahead, then.
Tropical Storm Lee is formed in the Atlantic Ocean, where it's expected to rapidly strengthen into an extremely dangerous hurricane by this weekend. Ooh, Lee looked at Hurricane Adalia and said, "Hey, hold my beer."
I got this. All right. Companies to continue to pull advertising from Twitter because it allows things it didn't used to, like Tucker Carlson.
Oh.
Oh. It's true.
In a study of frequently touched surfaces at airports, those plastic bins in the security line are filthy and contain more infectious agents than airport toilets. Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah, airports are so gross, even my luggage wants a flu shot.
Ba-dum-bum.
Oh.
Scientists say big tortoises are smarter than first thought. In fact, there's one appearing on Jeopardy next week.
Woohoo! My money's on him. Scientists think humans developed a taste for chocolate about 2,600 years ago when the Mayans used earthenware teapots to prepare cacao drinks. They're hoping to prove the real reason the Mayan culture disappeared is because they refused to tell the Spanish explorers how to make candy that melts in your mouth, but not in your hand.
Researchers say staying awake for 24 hours straight makes you as impaired as having enough alcohol to be legally drunk. So never, ever let your kids drive home after the slumber party. All right. Wow. We move on to Wacky But True. We don't add anything to these but a movie or television drop. Chuck, kick it off.
Yeah. A woman in Romania is charged with going after her husband during a heated argument. The police are saying she chased him through their house with an axe, swung it at him, and missed shattering a glass door. She's also accused of bashing his car, then struggling with police.
Ooh.
Tina! Bring me the axe!
It's a trick. Get an axe.
That's just
all right,
a
short
Tuesday
one
in
here.
Spokane.
Robber in Germany made himself easy to arrest by being so drunk he was sprawled out on the floor, passed out when the police arrived.
I can't eat. I can't sleep. So I sing myself to sleep. You know, self-hypnosis.
A Tennessee mom has shared how her 6-year-old daughter named Adalie came home with a diamond ring given by a classmate named Trevor, asking her to be his girlfriend. The mother, amused and concerned, shared the story online and later sought the ring's rightful owner on a school's Facebook group. The ring turned out to be Trevor's great-grandmother's from Alabama, which he had taken after a family visit. After returning the ring, she still chose Trevor over her previous boyfriend, Brandon. Wow.
Nice. And here's what Brandon had to say.
Oops. I did it again, baby. Yeah!
You go, Trevor.
Love that guy. All right. A recent incident at Yellowstone National Park serves as a reminder of the importance of maintaining a safe distance from wild animals. A tourist was pinned to the ground by a bison after getting too close to the animal. Fortunately, this man escaped with only a few bruises. This is not the first time tourists have had dangerous encounters with bisons at the park. 2 people were gored in the past 2 weeks.
Welcome, tourist, to Chew and Swallow. Who's hungry?
Stay in your car, people.
Yes. At Yellowstone, it's the new Chew and Swallow competition.
Man. Oh, and then a Palm Coast, Florida man has been arrested in connection with a series of car break-ins. Nicholas Coffey was allegedly driving a stolen Mercedes-Benz that he had posted on social media.
So pictures of the Mercedes-Benz he had stolen, he put on, look at my new car.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am smart.
I am smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-T.
Woman in China stole an iPhone from an Apple store by chewing through the store's anti-theft cord. Security footage showed her glancing around to ensure no one was watching before grabbing the iPhone and biting through the cord. Typically, tampering with an anti-theft cord triggers a loud alarm, but in this case, the staff dismissed the sound as a false alarm and shut it off, allowing the woman to walk out with the stolen phone. Woman was caught and explained to the police that she had recently lost her phone and intended to buy another, but was deterred by the high price of a new iPhone. So she just chewed the cord through and took it.
She's not a woman. She's the Terminator.
Man, what kind of teeth you have to do that?
People know those don't work, right? The display models. Like,
they don't?
Like the screen works and everything, but you can't like connect them to the service because they have the cell phone company has those on record. They can't.
They're hardwired, right?
Yeah, they won't activate that phone.
Okay.
Ugh. A carjacking attempt in Arlington, Virginia, Monday morning was foiled by the vehicle itself. 3 men carjacked a victim who was driving a Kia Soul, but didn't get as far as they apparently didn't know how to operate the vehicle's manual transmission. The suspects fled and remained at large. I was expecting that to be some sort of anti-theft device. They just didn't know how to drive a stick.
Now they had thrown the switch. The gears had meshed. The time for thinking had all run out.
Wow.
Yep. All right. You should probably learn how to drive before you steal a car.
Learn to drive a stick, people. It's not that hard.
All right. That's our show for today. Tomorrow, we are joined by Alan Milani, and we call it Three Amigos Thursday. We all wear dunce caps. It's pretty fun. And we hope you'll join us again at 7:20. Other than that, big thanks to Diane Evans for showing up today. Woo-hoo. Get your tickets now for the Taste of Chihuahua. They're available at both of our local drugstores and online at ChihuahuaArtsGuild.org. Only $15. There's also an art auction, music on the streets. Lots of fun. That is Thursday the 14th. Also, don't forget, it's Arts in Chihuahua. We've got the first art walk happening tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. The first Thursday art walk on the streets of Chihuahua. So fun to get out. And then tonight is the artist lecture that goes on at the brewery, I believe, at 6:30.
Yes, and I'll be having a live interview today at 4 p.m. Before the artist talk right here in the studio.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So get to see some art on the radio, right?
Yeah. So it'll be 4 p.m. With myself, Leslie Lambert, and Tim Nielsen.
All right. And she's the featured artist for the art walk, and will be delivering her lecture tonight at 6:30, if I can call it that, right?
Yep, exactly.
All right. Supporting the arts in Chihuahua, we are Northern Lights Public Radio, KCHW 102.7. Have a great day.
I've got my dunce cap polished and ready for tomorrow.
Me too. Me too.
Well, I've got news for you. You are mine now. You belong to me.
This concludes the broadcast from World Control.